welcome to Thursday. I think we all probably have our time changes done. Here in Peru, it was, I think, today or yesterday, we went from 2 hours behind to um, 2 hours ahead to 3 hours ahead. So I think we're all done now. Good to see you. And I can't see you if you're on Facebook, so I'm going to ask Buffy and Ashley if they would be kind enough to look at Facebook and bring over any questions you might have. Today, I don't think we have any brand ambassadors. There's 23 of them here in Peru to do Yaku, which is happening in Cusco. I wanted to show you Cusco, but I'm not in Cusco. I got altitude sickness, so I'm here in Lima, and that's Lima outside there. That's the back side of Lima. It's a pretty place. There's a lot of people and a lot of things to do. Wonderful people, very friendly people. So I think what the brand ambassadors came up with is to do autumn colors, much like what looks like Buffy's work area, very orangey and just kind of feel good colors. So please join in and ask questions. If you have any other questions, please ask those as well. I always love questions. Ethel, am I missing anything?
Yeah, we're gonna start with Giovanni and Letitia. They have prepared something.
Thank you, guys.
Let's meet the beautiful couple again. Mhm.
Okay.
And
Hello.
this
Those almost look like
is
those candies that you eat off the chain on Letitia's glasses.
Okay. Okay, John, thank you. I come back after. And I prepared this color for all the Primatex autumn color, and I try to mixing them with the white titanium white sticks and the color of the week lunar black for dark shade. Starting with Sedona. This is Sedona, Red Jasper, Yavapai, Piemontite, Minnesota, Pipestone, Mummy Bauxite, Bartagrai, Bronzite, and Sickerlite. Very granulating color because
There are also many other primata. We have just picked some.
I started directly on the paper. Okay. And use the granulation. In this case, for example, I prefer this mode for the lower granulation, not wet on wet directly. For example, it is different to apply the water and take a point and its granulation. I prefer directly, but it's beautiful the same. And with titanium white for the pastel tone. Take directly and very low tone. By the zoom.
Yeah.
Very beautiful tone. I use the color of the week, lunar black, for darker.
Giovanni, can you say what that color is one more time?
Yeah.
And what's the name of the color?
Oh, and the name is Sedona.
Sedona.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And apply these and the lunar black for darker brown. It's very interesting. For example, I like this granulation with lunar black when I change the sequence, starting with lunar and waiting the granulation and take Sedona for apply after, or apply the lunar black in the Sedona for more strong brown.
Farlo vedere asciutto.
Sedona in dry, for example, is very beautiful color. But it's very possibility to create a granulation brown and the low tone, low value for example, on the autumn color when I in the landscape I have the distance in the on the background for the very low. Okay, and the another color starting with red jasper is another beautiful color. But it's more the difference. For example, this is Sedona and red jasper, the difference.
Yeah.
Something with directly. Usually the autumn color is because, for example, in my city, starting the foliage from the trees and with titanium white. And I have many values. For example, now with titanium white, I have a little gray tone, but very little. And apply 1 point of lunar black and create the beautiful neutral gray, brown gray. And change sequence with lunar black before and red jasper after. All right, dark blue. Zoom.
Very nice.
Very beautiful tone gray. And the sequence change after this for strong brown. And continuous, another color is Minnesota pipestone.
What color was that last one you were using?
This is red
jasper.
jasper.
The one on the top of the sheet you're on.
Oh, what? Sorry?
The one on the top. What color is that? Yes.
Yeah. Is it the red jasper, lunar black, and titanium white?
Oh, it's beautiful. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. This is Minnesota pipestone here now. It's very reddish brown and pretty with titanium white. Low turns value. And the lunar black inside this point for darker red brown. Apply more water for more granulation. Very, very interesting. And change my sequence. The lunar black before, the soda after. And I have the different granulation change. Very, very, very beautiful because when apply the lunar black after, I have this Venus. This granulation is very interesting, for example, for imitation a stone texture or a texture on the foliage. And in this case, the lunar black before have more intensity of Minnesota. It's very interesting. However, the granulation is very, very close.
Yeah, what paper are you working on?
It's Fabriano Artistico,
Cold press.
cold press.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, another is a Yavapai,
Very warm.
very warm color. Yavapai in this case is dry. Okay, and apply lunar black. And create this very interesting low brown. And after apply the titanium white for a gray tone. And create a beautiful shades. Okay. And another color is Mummy Bauxite. The reddish color. Very intense Primatech. Black. And create this red brown dots. And with titanium white after create this light brown gray. And apply this beautiful granulation. Very, very interesting. After is bronzite. Unique color, very beautiful tone. White. I love this part with titanium white when I create this low value similar to neutral values. And one drop of lunar black and create this brown gray. For example, I try to change a sequence, the lunar before, bronzite after, and create this particular effect.
That's beautiful. Can you say the colors on that mix again, Giovanni?
Yeah, this is lunar black and bronzite, but with simple change of sequence. For example, this is bronzite before and lunar after, and
Very
change
nice.
completely the value. The last color of my selection is Siclerite, sorry. The Primatex series is a word. One drop of lunar black for darker, little green and titanium white for a lower gray. I love it mixing all the color with titanium, and usually I use a lamp black, for example, for create a multiple gray tone. Sorry for my light. I show all the mixes for very interesting granulation color for the autumn color. And this another is a beautiful combination. Thank you, John.
Oh, thank you very much. So, Jay, I have some questions for you. Oh, just one question. You do so many realistic paintings because I know they take you quite a long time and they're beautiful. When when do you use the granulating colors?
The granulating color I use, for example, one of my best painting under the seven for the reproduction, the rust, and I use the Primatech color for the first glaze, and for my maniac depression, I use the another color for close point to point near, for example, in this case, I show it in my booklet for reproduction. This part, I use the base of Sedona or I don't remember where, or Mammy Bauxite, and after I apply the Cascade Green and close the point in this mode. I show in another color. When I obtain the first layer of granulation with the Cascade Green, apply the point when don't stay the granulating. color obtain very movement surface, not very movement, but I obtain the perfect surface for reproduction the rust.
Per esempio anche brick ho fatto.
Or with the flat brush, I apply and removing and moving the granulation color when I say wet on wet.
Proverò un po' come farebbe.
These are simple techniques.
Ah,
I explain in best mode. Prima il cascade. For example, I use the wet on wet using the lunar black for the glaze, first glaze, waiting the granulation operating, and with cascade green apply the dot. Obtain similar to leopard texture.
Mhm.
And with Sedona or Piemontite, but Sedona is one of the similar when the iron oxidation on the bridge. Apply little point. Take the brush for the rust moving. And after layer by layer by layer with the Primatech, and arrived to use the 20-0 brush and obtain this, continuing with the point of another. But the first layer is a Primatech color.
Very
It's
nice.
a long process.
I bet. Very nice. Thank you, Gio.
Thank you, Bob.
So Leslie wants to know what brush you're using. What brush was that?
Sorry?
What brush were you using?
In this case, I use the flat brush, is a Borciani and Bonazzi, and but my range number is from 4 to 20 number. Is 1/8.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, John. Thank you too.
Okay. Ashley, what are you going to do next?
Sure, I guess so. Yeah. So these are just 4 colors that I actually discovered yesterday on accident. So some mixes, and they're all on my dot card. So, I mean, if we're going to talk about autumn colors, we need to talk about quinacridone gold. I mean, come on. And I know they were just talking about Primatex, and so we have quinacridone gold over here. And I loved painting this because this top range here, it was almost like watching the leaves change right before my eyes. So I started over here. We've got Sodalite Genuine. So here's Sodalite Genuine. We've got little flecks of granulation. I mean, come on. And I mixed the Sodalite with this beautiful quinacridone gold liquid sunlight, as I call it. Let me turn off my portrait thing so we're not, there we go. So these two together create the most beautiful mossy greens. And so it goes from here and it starts, look at this, and it just slowly fades into autumn. It's so beautiful. I think this is now like my favorite mossy green mixture. I mean, oh, I love it. I love it. There's no words. It's just so beautiful. So that's Sodalite Genuine and Quinacridone Gold. If you have these colors at home, stop what you're doing and mix them together. You will not regret it. And then this was so surprising to me. And actually, these two down here, piggybacking on what Gio was saying, we've got Lunar Black. Cookies and cream, anybody? I mean, this is an Arches rough paper. And when you use rough paper with the Lunar Black, the granulation really shines because it's allowed to kind of settle into the texture of the paper, and those pigments just kind of work their magic. And this was an accident, a happy accident, as our friend Bob says. Transparent red oxide, which has enough of its own granulation. I mean, the granulation on the transparent red oxide is so, I don't know how else to describe it, but chunky. It's really big, chunky granulation. And when mixed, oh my goodness. So at first, when I painted it on, here, let me show you in my little pots here. Look at what's happening here. It looks like chocolate when you mix it. But when the pigments start to separate and settle, you start to see all of this like magic happening. And if that's not autumn, I don't know what is. So let me show you some swatches that appear a little bit different. This is the same kind of paper. In fact, this paper is the Fabriano Artistico soft press, which is kind of like in between the hot press and the cold press. And it's just this beautiful, beautiful paper, but it really allows those two pigments to shine. So what's interesting about Lunar Black, I know somebody in Facebook had a question about the granulation of Lunar Black. What's crazy is when you first paint it down, it looks really dark. And then all of a sudden, the pigments start to like separate and do all this magic. And it's totally different dry than it looks wet, which I love. Anna Marie asked how I got the texture in the continuous range from, is she asking sodalite to quinacridone? What I like to do when I make my swatches is I put them down and I literally dip my hand in my water and I just sprinkle it on. I love the blossoms and blooms and cauliflowers that gives you. So if you're wondering how I achieved that, all of that fun texture, I literally am just making a mess. Just with water, just go crazy, have fun. Let it rain. Thank
I'm
you.
doing just that, Ashley. I'm
Yes,
following orders.
I love it. Make a mess.
I am. Believe me. I am
Oh, I
making
love
a
it.
mess here.
Thank
Fun.
you for letting me share that.
Svetlana, I wanted to know, do you use salt to make that texture?
Let's see, where's my salt pot? I do use salt. I didn't on this one. This is just water. But if you were, I always have a pot of salt nearby if I want. Like I paint dogs, right? And dog noses are so fun to add salt to, and you get that pebbly texture. So yes, I use salt, but no, I did not use salt on this. Just mess. And I was thinking about Gabriel when I was doing this because Gabriel Stockton, one of our brand ambassadors, he said that before COVID, he would literally spit on his paintings. So he'd be in Balboa Park painting and he'd just spit on it a little bit to add some texture. And he said when COVID hit, people were getting mad, like you can't spit on your paintings anymore. So yeah, I always think of Gabriel when I splatter water. I don't spit on my paintings, but to
Well,
each his own.
now we know a secret trick if we're ever in a pinch,
Yes.
right? No one will know.
If you want to inject your very DNA into your paintings and your artwork, I mean, go for it.
Very nice.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay. And Anna, can we see what you're doing?
Hi, yes. Let me take the blur out. So, can you see? Oh, No? What did I do? Oh, I took the video out. Sorry. Oh yeah. Okay. So I'm going crazy, like, oh, it's not
Oh, I
focusing.
think it's your background. The blur background is on.
No, I took it out. Oh, it's not working. Sorry about that. So here I
That's
am
okay.
following Ashley's there. Oh, there. I just made a mess and sorry, I think my lighting is not great.
I think it's the
Let me see.
blur is still on. The blur might still be on.
Anna, when you only hold the painting in front of it, it will focus on that, but when it sees you, it wants to focus on you too.
Oh, okay. Can you see better? No. Sorry, maybe I cannot show today.
Oh, that's okay.
Sorry, I was just following what Ashley said about let's see with
Yeah.
this.
It might be the portrait setting. If you click where the video camera is, the little up arrow in the bottom left-hand corner, and then you go to video settings, you can scroll down and go
Oh,
to your background and effects and see if portrait lighting is checked. And if you uncheck that, you should be able to see it a little bit better.
We're reading the
okay.
color
I'll do it
anyway.
another time.
That's fine.
But sorry. So I was just following Ashley's thing about sprinkling, and I was going to be doing the. Oh, see if I put my hand better. No. Well, but I
No.
was going to tell you to try this one, everybody. It's I really liked it. It's Indian yellow with transparent pyrrole orange and lunar black. And you cannot see it great, but oh, why is it only me? Sorry.
It's clear
No.
on Facebook, Anna Marie says, Anna, so it's okay. It's kind of coming in and out, so we can see the colors though.
Well, sorry
Yeah.
about that. But I know Mark was asking in Instagram to suggest a triad. I request this one because I really liked it, but I'm sure Mark can come up with a super one because he does awesome um the mixes. So Indian yellow with transparent pyrrole orange and lunar black. And I agree with Ashley that lunar black, it's just amazing how it just and I'm also trying some with hematite genuine. I love hematite genuine. I think that looks a little better now. See,
Yeah. Yeah.
there's the soda light and the liquid sunlight that
Yeah.
Ashley mentioned with Queen Gold. So
Very nice.
Beautiful.
there.
Thank you for sharing.
Sorry about the. I'll fix it
No, no,
for
no.
hopefully for next week, for next time, show and tell. Thank you.
Oh, you're very
Thanks,
welcome.
Anna.
Thank you, John.
Very welcome. And so we have Buffy.
Wow.
Oh
Let
wow.
me unmute. Hi, everybody. I was trying, there's one color in the Daniel Smith line that I haven't been able to figure out, and I think I might have just figured it out. But I thought what would be a pretty like shadow color for an autumn rose, and I was playing with the lavender. So I did a sequence like Giovanni does. Like he really inspires me to try sequencing. I just didn't know about that until these lives. But he would say, like, for instance, this how we do the glazes of color will affect how it looks. So I did some yellow ochre for a rose petal, and then I came in with the lavender. And I found that, of course, yellow and purple kind of makes a gray, right? But then if you, especially if you're using these sticks, because they're so pigmented, you can add little bits where you not only get the pretty gray, but you also get where the lavender can really burst and really show its color. So I've been having fun with just like trying the sequencing out. And the lavender is an awfully pretty color. I mean, if you look at all the dot cards, so many ambassadors have it. So I was jealous. Why can't I get this color to behave? So I love Thursday lives because it really does encourage us. So this is the yellow ochre with lavender, and then the dark value I'm getting with quinacridone burnt orange, which is a lovely fall autumn color. And watch how it plays with these guys. Isn't that pretty? And I was trying to find a green on the stick that I thought might be interesting. And another color I never play with, so that's what Thursdays are for, is playtime, is undersea green. And I was gonna see how this color plays. Oh, that's a perfect autumn green, isn't it? Ooh, that's really pretty. And I had a little bit of Prussian blue. I thought that would be a fun for dark bits. That's what I'm playing with. My challenge was to create an autumn rose using sequencing that we talk about on Thursdays.
Julia on Facebook says, beautiful, Buffy.
Oh,
And Eileen
you.
says, absolutely beautiful in such a short time,
Aw,
which is what I was thinking.
thank you. It's neat too if you just, get one piece of paper, get one brush out, and get the sticks out and just play with the color and see what it does. I feel, you guys hear me joke, and me and Ashley both joke about leveling up, but I feel like I just unlocked lavender. Like if I was playing Mario Brothers, those little stars would be boink, boink, boink. So the Prussian blue gets along beautifully with the Cascade green. So I'm going to play a little bit real quick and then we can see what everyone else is doing. So there's some Prussian blue. And then if I go in with the undersea green now, look at that. Isn't that a pretty, that looks, and I'm just going to water it out too and see how it looks. Oh yeah. So the yellow ochre is a fun color to use for things like this, but it can get kind of muddy. So that's why I have it first, and then I'm building on top of it. And I would say the same thing about the lavender. It can get a little muddy too. So playing with your water ratios can help a lot. Thank you for letting me share, John, and everybody.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Beautiful, Buffy. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you, guys.
Latinos, other communities, they want to continue to hear plans, hear what we're going to do to uplift folks, hear how we're going to actually solve and lower the cost of goods. And we talked a lot about that during the campaign, but clearly we have to not just talk about it more, but also communicate with spaces and places where people are getting. And that's something I think that a lot of
Okay.
Okay.
Giovanni was painting with
Okay,
cascade.
this process for use the prima text in realism for reproduction the rust. I start with the first layer of the Sedona and lunar black for creating the granulating and applied point to point after with the cascade green, and after 10-20 layer arrive a rustic effect.
Very nice.
Thank you, John.
You're very welcome.
We also have Sabina for florals, John.
Fantastic. Hello, Sabina. I think she's on
Hello,
her.
John. I just have some autumn colors from my palette, and I want to show you. I have here
Wow.
Beautiful.
the colors that I chose for autumns. And so I mixed Anthraquinoid Scarlet with Luna Violet. And this is Luna Violet with the sap green. And it's perfect for autumn. And here is the autumn pool. It's sap green and aureoline. And that's the leaves outside in the moment here in Switzerland, like that. And I love that. I love the autumn very much. And so I want to show you some it's a we call it vino. It's wild vino leaves. And so you can took some, there are some fruits inside. And I just make it with the fingers. It's perfect for make round shades. And I go in the Luna Violet and make one test. And you can put in very simple some nice things to create. And I love the colors that flows inside, and I make a first layer and go over with water, and that's the second layer. And I use the stick with the Luna Black, and so I can make some shadows inside, just soft, and create some lines and some shadows. And though the black works for me, the color, and create some granulations. And I just like to draw a little bit with the fingers, so you feel the paper and feel the color, and I love to do that. And I also love to sprinkle with water, like Ashley. Ashley, I love the way you paint. And that's not perfect roses, but some leaves.
Sabina, it's beautiful.
Thank you. I do my best.
And your best is amazing.
Yes, you see, it's just floating, and I love the granulation. Here comes, I want to show. I don't know if you see, but when it's dry, it comes out. When I go with the hair dryer on it, or so it goes away. And the best is to let the color dry like themselves, and then it's okay.
Sabine, your colors again were sap green and aureole yellow. What were the other combinations?
It's just anthraquinoid scarlet. It's the Luna Violet, and it's the sap green, and a little bit of the aureoline.
Thank you.
What a beautiful fall palette. That's wonderful.
You're welcome.
Very
Thank you
nice.
for showing.
Wow. Very colorful. Very nice.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna go, I see some other viewers painting. Agnes, what are you working on? You're on mute.
Were
There we
talking
go.
to me?
Yep,
You were talking to me?
I was. Yeah.
Oh,
What are you working
well,
on?
I was not just experimenting. I was just hearing what you're all talking about, but I was just doing, well, ending on a painting that I started. Oh, wait. That I started drawing on a planner.
Very nice.
But I
Very
love
nice.
to hear you talking all about the colors and everything. So I don't know much about it. I just follow my feelings. You know that.
Very good. Buffy last week was asking viewers what they were painting. I thought it was a wonderful question that she asked. And I like to see what everybody's working on. Now everybody's going to hide, like they're all going to hide their works.
But we all get so inspired by each other, and especially on color days. I don't know about you guys, but when you unlock a color combination like today, my favorite, the lavender and yellow ochre is amazing, but this undersea green and Prussian blue combination to go with it just created such pretty greens. So I really appreciate all of you guys, and if any of you are, quietly and shy, being a little shy, please share because art is so much better shared.
That looks really wonderful, Buffy.
I don't know if you can see this, but I have a list of directions, charts here for colors that I'm going to be working on tonight because today is my fall painting day. So I got lots of ideas from you guys, and I'll start on one side and I will go right across the paper with the mixes. And I have abbreviated, but I have different colors along the bottom. And this is my color study book.
Very cool.
Amazing.
Maybe
That's so
maybe
fun.
next week you can show us. That'd be
I love
fantastic.
that.
I didn't do the mixes, but what I did was I charted out all the greens, all the reds, all the yellows. And this is from when George was on. I don't have all the colors, but I did some studies on his colors so that I could remember what he was doing. And I had a few favorites. And this is something else I worked on. I'll put it sideways from his colors. And the name of the color is, or the combination is underneath it. And then I have a lot to fill in yet, but I don't have them all. But that's my color book. And it's really going to be helpful because I have to paint something for somebody and they want a particular blue. So I've been going to my blue page here. And when I go to talk to her, I'm going to ask her what color blue she wants. So
Very
a little bit of
cool.
work paid off. But that's what I've been
Very
working
nice.
on. Oh, one more thing I was doing was when Caroline was on, she made some little frames and I was able to find a mold and I made some little frames like she did and even have one that has a pin on the back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
But that's what I've been playing with.
Those are
Awesome.
awesome.
Thank you, Diane. Okay. Very nice. Great. Well, thank you all for sharing. Does anybody have any questions? I kind of like, those are really nice. That's not what I'm seeing outside my window, but that's what I'd be seeing at home right now because the weather's changing. Seattle. Very cool. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Thank you all for sharing. That was wonderful. I like how you go through the colors and boy,
I
the
think Ray
participations.
Thank you all.
John,
Thank you.
I think Ray is trying to share
Yeah.
an art.
Yeah, that'd be great. Ray, please share.
So the one I have is actually did most of it with watercolor. My favorite color, Aussie gold is
Cool.
in there. Yep. And then in Danthrin blue, those are my two favorites. Absolutely. And I'm a collector. I've got 1,600 professional grade watercolors. Daniel Smith's the only brand I actually bothered to get a blackout bingo in. So I love Dandelion Blue anyway. And I didn't use any greens. So any of the green that you're seeing is all just because of the Aussie, the Endanthrine, and then nickel azo. So 3 colors, but and then the wax itself, so it was mostly just clear. I really only used the medium mostly, except for some of this white in here. Otherwise, it's just, yeah, my watercolors are doing the heavy lifting. So, yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you all for sharing. That's wonderful. I love seeing your work. Very, very nice.
That's glamour inside.
Mhm.
I have a question, John. What would
Yes.
what would your colors be when you think of autumn colors and all your travels? How would you take the color range? Which would
Because some of
you
the places like, yeah, some of them don't have true autumns. They kind of skip it a little bit. But I kind of like the Aussie Red Gold, I think is beautiful. I think the quinacridone gold is also a beautiful color for that. Um, maybe I like the Yavapai and the Sedona. I love the browns remind me of, well, I live in California, so Southern California, so much of it was those colors, but that kind of reminds me of autumn, and probably some yellows when the tannins and the oxalic acid changes in the leaves and it goes kind of to yellow. What would that be? Maybe maybe kind of like a New Gamboge, maybe a little bit off from New Gamboge.
Oh, that's
Those are
good suggestion. Yeah.
those are awesome.
And I want to thank everybody for their inspiration. This painting I put in the county fair, and it brought this back. That's
Wow.
the
Awesome.
show. So I put it in another show in the Art League, and it brought this back.
Wow.
Oh,
So
very nice.
I got 2 awards, but it's just a wet on wet with blues and one of the browns is in there just a little bit. It's in the, this is a print because it's still at the show. I'll probably take
Very
it out of
nice.
there. Let's see if I can pull
Congratulations.
it out. No,
Do
it's
you
not
have
coming
that
out.
shared on your socials, Diane?
Yeah, I do. I
Okay,
don't know if you saw it or not.
if you could tag us and do a hashtag, that would be nice, and we'll repost
I
it.
think I put the @ sign, or you want the numbers sign, the hashtag?
Yeah, the @ and hashtag, both. That should do.
Okay, I'll try to do. I think I did it, but this is just a print that I made of it. Yeah, I took it out. No, I don't know if it's going to show it any better. But it's
Very
just all
nice.
blue, and it's just out of my head. I love doing little watercolors of landscapes. So thanks everybody for inspiring me to just paint with my paint right out of the paper, and I was real happy with the results.
Very nice. Congratulations.
Thanks.
That's amazing.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for showing your work. Thank you, Buffy. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Gio and Letiza and Sabina and Diane and Anna. And I hope I'm not missing anybody. I think I am. But thank you all very, very much. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow. If not, I wish you a wonderful weekend, everybody.
Thank you,
Paint some
John.
fall colors.
Thank you, John.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.